So we're going to go ahead and we are going to finish up your Unit 8 Notes 1. So we're going to talk about this word problem here. You need to buy enough boards to make a frame of a triangle sandbox shown with enough sand to fill it. If one board is 3 feet long and one bag of sand fills 9 square feet of the sandbox, how many boards and how many bags do you need to buy? Well, in order to figure out how many boards we need to figure out the perimeter. So to get the perimeter, we are going to add up all of our sides. So we're going to take 12 plus 16 plus 7.5. So the perimeter, when you add all of those up, is 35.5 feet. So to go all the way around our sandbox, we need 35.5 feet. Well, now what we need to do is we need to figure out how many boards it will take. Well, it tells us that each board is 3 feet long. So we know we need 35.5, and we're going to divide that by 3 feet for each board. And when you divide that out, you get 11.8 boards. Do most stores let you buy 0.8 of a board? No, so we're going to have to round up. And we have to round up because we need to make sure that we have at least 11.8 feet of boards. So we're going to actually end up needing 12 boards in order to get all of our sandbox covered. So now we want to figure out the area. So to figure out the area, remember that's 1/2 base times height. So what's perpendicular to the base? Well, that's going to be, that is going to be the 12. So 12 is the base because it's perpendicular to the height. So the height is going to be 9. So then we're going to take our base times our height, and that's going to be, take that and divide it by 2. So 12 times 9 divided by 2 is going to be 54. So it's 54 square feet for a sandbox. So how much sand are we going to need? Well, in the original problem, it tells us that each bag of sand fills 9 square feet. So we're going to take 54 square feet and divide it by the 9 square feet per each bag. And that actually divides evenly to be 6. So we're going to have to buy 6 bags of sand in order to fill the entirety of our sandbox. Okay, let's move on to taking a look at number 5. So for number 5, what we want to do is we want to figure out the value of x. So let's go ahead and let's do that. I'm going to move this aside. So to find the value of x, I don't want to move that one. Stupid thing. Delete. Okay, there we go. So we want to find the area. So notice that we have a parallelogram. So remember that the area of a parallelogram is going to be base times height. So let's go ahead and do that. So base times height in this equation is going to be 8 times x. And that's going to be equal to 148. So 8 times x is equal to 148. So now we need to solve for x to get our value of x. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 8. And then you end up getting that x is equal to 18.5. And our label is meters. So the height of that parallelogram is 18.5 meters. Next, let's take a look at this next problem. So now we have a triangle. Now remember that the area of a triangle is going to be 1/2 base times height, or the base times height divided by 2. So we know that the area is 357. So 357 is going to be equal to our base, which is 34, two equal signs, which is 34, times our height, which is x, divided by 2. Now remember, when the entirety of something is being divided by 2, to get that 2 over to the other side, what we need to do is multiply both sides by 2. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So then I get 34x is equal to 2 times 357. Well, that's going to be 714. So 34x is equal to 714. So then we're going to divide both sides by 34. So then when we divide both sides by 34, you end up getting that x is equal to 21. So the height is equal to 21. So x is equal to 21, and our label is inches. Okay. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take a look at that very last problem. So for the last problem, it says that the base of a parallelogram is twice the height. If the area of the parallelogram is 72 square feet, find its base and its height. Well, let's go ahead and let's draw that out. So we have a parallelogram here. And so here's our height, and here's our base. So if I'm going to let H represent height. So that's H tall. And then it says that the base is twice the height. So we need to take 2 times the height. So we know to calculate a parallelogram that base times height is equal to the area, which is 72 inches. So then what we want to do is we're going to multiply this out some more. So we're going to take 2h times h. That gives us 2h squared is equal to 72. So now I'm going to go about this and I'm going to continue solving for h. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and then I get that h squared is equal to 36. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take the square root of both sides to solve for h. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides because that'll just give me h. And the square root of 36 is going to be 6. So that's going to be feet. So that means that the height is equal to 6 feet. Now remember that the base is twice the height. So we're going to take 6 times 2, and we're going to get 12 feet. So the height is 6 feet, and the base is 12 feet. So that concludes your note sheet. Go ahead and show me a completed note sheet once you're done. Thanks for listening.